at Lockwood Park, the Perks Family Equine Center, we've served over 180 youth and participants in program year 4 alone. And when all those participants come through our programs, we survey them, and through those surveys, we were able to see the growth in the mental health challenges and social emotional learning that our participants learned through our programs. Our curriculum here at Lockwood Park utilizes the pillars of character development as well as social emotional learning topics. And we use this information to then help the participants work through things such as grief, anxiety, depression, symptoms of trauma, maybe after effects of substance use or abuse. And by going through our programs, this then helps our participants gain confidence. They work on emotional regulation, and they can help to work through any of these mental health challenges that they're dealing with through things that they've experienced in life. So this year, the Perks Family Equine Center at Lockwood Park has been lucky enough to partner with multiple community organizations in the Rockford area that specifically serve youth struggling with mental health challenges, some of which have also been funded by the Winnebago County Community Mental Health Board. One program we have served that sticks out in particular is Summit Academy, and we've worked with them for a few sessions now, and we've gotten the privilege to see a lot of growth in those participants as they've come through our programs.
We've seen progress in our students from doing it. We can do as much as we can within the school environment, but be able to take them outside of our environment into something new. I think that to us is huge. You know, we do have like a couple of students that really connected with the horses. I know there's one in particular that had said like he'd never even been around a horse before. And for him it was, he'd get really excited because there was one particular horse that he just really, whatever it was, he just really bonded with. When they first started here, there's always that one student that always takes those leadership kind of roles right away. And some of the other students would just kind of stand back and let them kind of, you know, take that charge. But over time, you start to see them kind of take on more of those leadership roles themselves. I don't think they necessarily always realize that they were doing it. For me, I think it's just seeing them do that and building that confidence, and then that also shifted into the classroom and into their schoolwork. Just seeing them asking for help when they needed help, completing more work, making sure they're coming to school, things like that. You know, I always hear of equine assisted learning and therapy and things like that. I never really knew what kind of all went into it. I had no idea what it looked like until I came and got to watch my students. I think just watching the students' growth and the students' joy and hearing from the parents that that's transitioning into home. It's not just when they're here, they're seeing it when their students get home or just throughout the week. And you know, teachers are saying they're seeing it in school. The students are just working harder and they feel better, they seem happier. That I think that's why these programs, you know, they need to continue. I don't think most people or a lot of people really understand what it looks like, you know, until you're actually in it and seeing and observing it. And I think it is really important because we've seen the progress in our own students, and that's just a small amount.
So we've even had participants that come through the program when they first get here, they are not interested, they don't want to participate, put their heads down, very much an attitude of I don't want to be here. And many of those participants have actually gone and grown through the program to the extent that they now not only want to keep coming back, but they have gone through our volunteer orientation program and plan to sign up for volunteer hours. Some have even gone as far as to want to work here, they want to continue to work with the horses. So it's really cool to see just in the short weeks that they're here how much they grow as a person and go beyond just bettering themselves, but then want to give back to the community and what they've learned. Sometimes we don't always see our participants again, so we don't always know the impact that we've made going forward in their lives. But with Summit Academy specifically, we received some really kind letters after they completed their sessions. And they were all beautifully written and they had some very kind things to say. One in particular stood out the most to our team. Dear friends from Lockwood, thank you for inviting me and the other students to experience an amazing opportunity with the staff and horses. I've learned a lot while engaging in social emotional learning, and I've even learned a lot from each horse we've met. Being around the kind and understanding staff made me realize not all people are out to get me. It made me realize how genuine people can truly be, and I'm very grateful for that. Seeing and being able to mentally and physically communicate with the horses taught me there's so much more to live for than just to be stuck in my head all the time. Being at Lockwood showed me how life is and can be. I know life will be hard, but being at Lockwood helped me better understand that I can get through it. Thank you. And this participant in particular, I know has experienced a lot of personal trauma, grief. She's struggled a lot with bullying, and to see her come first day, and she had natural leadership qualities, you could see it in her, but again, felt like she couldn't take up space, like she wasn't important and nobody cared about her. And towards at the end, she explained to us how much we meant to her and how we made her see that not everyone is out to get her, and what trust looks like, and what it can feel like to trust something that could hurt you and something that's large and intimidating, and that she's going to take that forward into life and know that now not everybody is out to get her, and even though she's experienced hard things, that she knows that there's other things to live for, and she learned that through our programs.